Welcome back to the Mariners Massive. We're here on Football Manager 21 on YouTube, and the Central Coast, managed by myself, won 5-0 against Western Sydney Wanderers in our opening game just last week. By the time you see or hear this, the real-life Mariners will probably have played the F3 derby against Newcastle Jets in Gosford. Best wishes to Alan Stadgic and our boys. And they are indeed our boys, because today we face Brisbane Roar, managed by Warren Moon. And I noticed that we've got a female referee, which is brilliant, Kate Jakovic, taking charge. Greg Catamol, however, from the social media, not happy that Negro's starting. The game is too big for him. Yeah, thanks for that. 43 likes. Brilliant. I do have a slight confession to make. Last Sunday we published the A-League rundown here on YouTube, and somebody who may or may not have been me deleted it. There were board level meetings about that, stern ones. As a result, I am on my best behaviour today as we make the travel over to Dolphin Stadium. There's been 2 changes to the team, 3 sort of. Dylan Ruiz-Diaz is in for Marcos Urena. He didn't have a great game, Urena, against Western Sydney, considering that we won 5-0 handsomely. 2 goals for Daniel De Silva and a hat-trick for Matty Simon, our captain. So he's been rotated to the pine, I think is the kind phrase to use in this modern climate. Also, Lewis Miller had a bit of fitness worries ahead of the game, so he sits on the bench. Stefan Negro has moved over to right back, Jack Clisby in at left back. And I noticed for the Roar they've got Dylan Wenzel-Halls and Joey Champness starting up front. Scott McDonald, as in real life, was on the bench. There is just one other game taking place today in the world of the Mariners Massive. And that will be Newcastle Jets, our F3 rivals. They take on Adelaide United over at the McDonald Jones Stadium. There were 4 fixtures yesterday. The table will probably pop up in a second. They will be covered, as with all the results, in our A-League rundown, which takes place on Sunday. But a good start so far for the new sides, Western United and MacArthur. Prediction is a draw for this one. From the TV guys here as we await the game. It has been a big week, obviously, in the A-League with the arrival of the season. The 2020-21 campaign is underway, and so far there's been 3 good games of football played. So we had Western United against Adelaide United to start the season off, obviously delayed from the original plan. 2 good teams, both expected to be pretty high up in the table this season. Western United especially have gone with a lot of consistency, as we've given away a penalty already. The ball has gone over that way, so it's not a penalty. There you go, no penalty. We love VAR. VAR can stay. They had, as I said, Western United with a draw against Adelaide United early doors. Then we had Brisbane Roar, the team we are playing today. They were back at Dolphin Stadium to take on Melbourne City. Eventually, the Citizens picked up the win, but they suffered a few player issues, shall we say. Andrew Naboo went off with an injury. Really worried about him. And they had Adrian Luna sent off as Jamie Young makes a really good save. This was followed up by MacArthur FC, the Bulls, just earlier today, so the day of recording. They took on Western Sydney Wanderers, managed now of course by Carl Robinson, and managed to get a win at the first time of asking. All 3 points for MacArthur. A free kick from Bernat and Mark Milligan with the wicked deflection, beating Daniel Margush in the Wanderers goal. So Wanderers, both in real life and here in the world of Mariners Massive, not enjoying a good start to the season. I have to say, I'm still not convinced by our defence. Ruan Tongic and Kai Rolls. I like Tongic. I think he could be a really good, solid central defender. As we concede a goal early on, 26 minutes on the clock, it's Jordan Courtney Perkins with the opener. So poor marking here at the free kick. It comes in. Oh, it's a big mess at the back post. Perkins left all alone there, and he beats Mark Birighitti. A couple of good goalkeepers on show ourselves with Mark Birighitti. Really happy with him. One of the better goalkeepers in the A-League, and does face quite a lot of shots, to be fair. Jamie Young at the other end. Bit suspect with his distribution. That's the sort of the run on him. But shot stopping wise, one of the very best. As here we have Oliver Bozanic. Diaz plays the ball down to De Silva, but it's all central, nothing wide, as De Silva gets a shot off, and there you go. Jamie Young with a really good save, as the Mariners are now down in 6th place. De Silva is going to recycle the ball here out wide to Janota. Cleared up the field though. Need to be better in those situations. Let's just ask the lads to fire up a little bit just before half time. We are in our away kit today, the blue kit. As Diaz is through on goal. Diaz scores. No challenge there from the Roar. So they're actually playing a 3-5-2 at Brisbane. Not entirely certain about that, because in real life I think Warren Moon has gone for a flat back four. Really just sold the defender a dummy there. Sent him for a hot dog. As Dylan Ruiz-Diaz, the change that I made, he is back in the side. Now we've just got to worry about Raw going to the other end and scoring straight away, which is, if you've ever played Football Manager, is a pretty regular occurrence. But Janota forward to Matt Simon now. He's going to go wide to Stefan Negro on the overlap. Cross coming in. Eventually it does, and it's headed over harmlessly. Goal kick to Brisbane Roar, and it'll be Jamie Young getting the play restarted as Jankovic picks up a yellow ticket from the referee. Well, pretty even game so far, certainly in terms of, actually, scratch that. No, we've been pretty dominant. 8 shots with 5 on target, possession 60%, but we have conceded a lot more fouls, so looks like the Roar are coming at us and we're sort of shutting them down quite early on. Into half time. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the performance. Not got much by the way of advice for them, really. Just carry on doing what they're doing. I think, considering that the goal we conceded was a set piece, I think there's plenty more to come from us. We're now attacking the end, obviously, that Courtney Perkins did score at. So all the fans here at Dolphin Stadium getting to see a goal at their end. Unless you're sat in the middle, obviously. But you've probably got a good view of both. It is one of the really nice stadiums, actually, Dolphin Stadium. I do like it. They call it a boutique stadium in Australia, which I think means sort of dedicated to football, is how I would describe it. As De Silva plays in Negro, but it's cut out. Jankovic recycles possession down the line. That's a poor ball, really, isn't it? It's just going to come back. Tongic with the cutout. He plays the ball over, but again, just can't find one of our own men. Matt Simon now holding up the ball. Clisby gets involved from left back. Not convinced by him either, to be honest. If we're going to replace anybody, and there is Michel Janota. Is that how you pronounce his first name? I'm going to call him Michael, actually. Mikey with the ball, with the goal there. As finally the encouraged shout that I made several minutes ago comes to fruition. But Bozanic with the ball over. A good first touch, get it out of his feet nicely. And he's in behind, one-on-one with Jamie Young. Plenty of time and space just to pick it out. And that would move us back into first place. But here come Brisbane Roar. We're not having it our own way. And now Matty Simon collects. Good ball out to Silva. Plenty of space to run into for him. Is he coming back inside? It's Gillespie with the clearance behind for a corner. I do like the Brisbane defence, actually. I think they'll be really hard to break down this season. Corey Brown at left back was a really astute signing by Robbie Fowler. He sort of realised early on during last season. So Fowler over there with the Roar, and he brought in both Scott McDonald and Corey Brown. Good experience from both sides, both ends of the pitch, I should say. Solved that problem position at left back with Corey Brown, and then Scott McDonald obviously turned out to be a joint top scorer for Brisbane. Only 7 goals, but worth their weight in gold there. Good signing by Robbie Fowler. Unfortunately, obviously didn't quite work out for him over in the A-League. He's now in India. Again, not pulling up many trees. I think his East Bengal side are second bottom from the league over there, but you never know. There's plenty of time for things to pick up. Speaking of which, there's plenty of time left in this game. 20 minutes to go. And as I was saying, the defence for the Roar is something to certainly look out for. Tom Aldred and Macaulay Gillespie, the central defenders there, really good players. Understand defending, and they want to defend more than anything else. They'll just, put it into Rosette if they need to, and that's what you want from central defenders. They're not going to stand there and try and play the ball out. They're not going to mess about with it. They're just going to get rid, and sometimes that's exactly what you need. I'm going to make a change here. I'm actually going to bring off Jankovic, who's on a booking. Bring on Gianni Stensnes. We'll get these names right eventually, of course we will. But that's the only change that I really plan to make. Alan Stajic this season is going to struggle for a squad of players, as Daniel De Silva wants to come off. I think we will make that change just at the next break in play. And we'll bring on Urena, who did, of course, make his debut against the Wanderers. Danny Kim now with the ball over, but he's cut out really well, actually, by Kai Rolls. And now Matt Simon, header down to Ruiz Diaz. He's going all the way through, and it's Simon who finishes. His 4th of the season. Just steered it home. And in the aftermath, actually, I'm just going to make that substitution. There we have it. And we're going to bring off De Silva, and on will come Marco Urena. So he will actually have missed out on the F3 derby. All 3 of the new visa players for the Mariners are in quarantine this week. It's an area that Football Manager can't really replicate. Perhaps something in the future, but not at the moment. So it means that I've got a slightly stronger available squad than Alan Stajic does, as Birigiti fields that one out of the sky. Big ball downfield, and then look at Matt Simon with the power. Tame effort though, straight at Jamie Young. We saw this actually today with Western Sydney Wanderers. Simon Cox had a really good effort that was saved by Adam Federici. But either side of him, and it's going to cause problems, like that one there, straight down his throat. You're not going to get the better of a quality goalkeeper, as we take a free kick there, and we are into the last 10 minutes. Daly with the ball in, it's headed out again. Really good defensive work here. We're probably going to go 3-2 behind, because that normally happens, but if we can hold on, these would be some valuable 3 points, because I suspect the likes of the Roar are going to be around us. With respect to their defence, which I think is good, it's the forward positions that I do worry about. Scott McDonald tries an effort there that doesn't come off. Diaz picks up the ball. We are going to make one more change. I don't think it's going to be Nisbet though. Bit of a tip here. Always pause the game. I'm actually going to take off Janota. I think he's struggling a bit. And we're going to bring on, Alu Kuel. I'm going to call him Alan from now on, just to help me, because as you can imagine, names not my strong suit. Here in Lancashire, we don't have the sort of diversity that we have in the A-League. It's more Brian, Barry, Dave, pretty much, or Charlie, in fact. as here we are into injury time. So 4 minutes to play. We've played 2 of those already. This should be the end of the game. We'll just see the highlight here. And here we have it. Allo on the ball. Negro. He's going to get a cross in, is he? No, he's going to run it out of play. But that is all we need. Little Charlie there celebrates on the touchline. As we can see, some good performances. Negro, Tonkic, Bozanic, Ruiz Diaz and Simon. So a good spine to the team there. I think Birighitti probably did well as well with his positioning, really. Negro, an impressive player as well for us. Good to have his versatility. We can just see the Brisbane outfit here. Not much to write home about. Probably their best player, Daly, but only just. So really good to see. Best performer of the day, Dylan Ruiz Diaz. So fantastic performance. 3-1, an away win, and 2 wins in a row. And there you have it. So we've got an interview with the broadcaster, the Australian Football Informer. Real paper? Sure. It was a sensational turnaround. It was actually. We did go behind, of course. It feels like a long time ago, though I am always ecstatic with our performance when we manage to come from behind. And yes, very satisfied with the win. There we have it. So, a bit of a preview into the table. Central Coast Mariners back on top. So, first place, and the fans are reacting well. So as we go away now, we will enjoy the other fruits of our labour in the inbox. Newcastle Jets got a 3-2 win over Adelaide. Goals for Zurich and Mork for the away side. O'Donovan, Najarine and Joe Ledley with a penalty. Interesting. Whether Joe Ledley still is obviously part of the A-League this season, still to be determined. We suspect not, is what we're getting told at A-League FC, but we'll soon find out. And as you can deduce from the positive match report here from the Australian Football Informer, so it's obviously nice to talk to him. Matthew Fletcher, our press officer, just letting us know how things are going. Nick Montgomery, by the way, is our youth team coach. So what we have to do is basically every week you get a bit of an inbox item asking about which players that you want to play for the youth side, and usually it's a few days either side of the senior fixture, so it's always good to get substitutes that maybe don't get on, or definitely your second goalkeeper. Make sure he gets a game down there. It just keeps him fit, just in case anything happens to Mark Birighitti. The man to replace him will be Pierce here. And your youth team will generally play, unless you change it, Adam Pierce, sorry, with the will play with the formation that you do for your senior side as well. So great to see. We've also got a bit of a post-match press conference. Usually there's only a few that attend. 6 this time. That's quite a lot. So I'll tell you what, let's attend the press conference. We've got a few minutes left. Matt Ryan from the Australian Football Gazette. All coming out the woodwork here. Matty Ryan obviously taking a moment from his goalkeeping duties on the bench for Brighton at the minute. Surprised about that. Good goal by Matt Simon. Well worth the admission fee. I don't know what the admission fee is here at Central Coast Mariners, but it is one of the most beautiful, picturesque stadiums in all of world football. We are big fans of Gosford Park, as we call it. Not quite. I think it's just a Central Coast Stadium. But we've always called it Gosford Park, and we're going to stick with it. VAR worked right for us, so I think it was spot on. Never a penalty. Yeah, I'm gonna. Shall we bang the table? No. Open arms. There we go. And that's all we have time for today. So not all journalists even asking a question. The highlight they've taken from it is my enjoyment of Matt Simon's strike. So that's his 4th of the season already. So big things happening for Matty Simon. So we've now got training organised, and then our next game is away again at Western Sydney Wanderers. So there we have it. Team that we overcame 5-0 in our opening fixture. We play them again, but in the meantime, we do have this youth fixture against the Marco Italians. Great names over in Australia for football. I really do like Gander and Thunder, that sort of thing. All good. MacArthur Bulls, new side. I mean, Western United, by comparison, seems quite tame. But there you have it. Always good to get a lot of inbox items. We do have some staff. Oh, that's interesting. One off fixture against Brisbane has been changed. We do have a lot of staff adverts. Obviously, you've got to flesh out your backroom staff. So we've got a performance analyst advert out there. Generally, what I tend to do is just look who's got the best stats and then just pick them, to be honest. Especially because these are all, I suspect, regens. They're not real members of staff. So we can just approach them, offer them a contract, get them in, and it's more about getting the benefits from the different aspects of the game that different staff offer. And there we have the performance. So Josh Nisbet played really well for the youth side as we recorded a 4-1 win against the Marconi Stallions. Adam Pearce having a good game in goal as well. I don't think that Matt Simon is our Matt Simon. No, it's a 16-year-old. A bit worried then that I just sent out our top striker to have another run out. But no, Nisbet with a really good performance there. Good to see. And I think, was Bowman playing as well? Yes, he was. He came off, though, after 21 minutes. That's because I set him to just 20 minutes of the game. So surprised he started. And then we've got our scouting report telling us about all the new signings that Western Sydney Wanderers have made. Ibini, Troisi, Ziggy Gordon's there. Janjetovic, interestingly, listed to start now. I think he's just come back from injury because he didn't play against us already this season. I think it was Margush who started in our first game. I may have to go back and look at that. But yeah, it's interesting to see the experienced Janjetovic, who I think's a club favourite. So he's only in rehab, so he probably won't play. Right, so my scouts basically need shooting, is what we're saying. So he's going to be out for another 3 to 5 weeks. If he does play, we just go straight on him. Same Nikolai Muller, he's just returning from injury. Ziegler out, so he's got sprained knee ligaments, suffered of course in our game. They brought on Wilmering for him, and Mo Adam, who has obviously been released in real life. He's there in the squad. They've listed Simon Cox for sale, which is surprising. The club no longer requires services, just £6,000 for Simon. But there you have. So that is the end of today's episode. Our next game is against Western Sydney Wanderers. That'll be next Thursday. Do check in on that. And this Sunday, we will have the A-League rundown, where we look into all the other teams and find out how they did, the different news items that are affecting your favourite A-League club. I'll see you then.